With the 13th overall pick in the 2025 draft, the Dolphins drafted defensive tackle Kenneth Grant from the University of Michigan. And this draft pick has to make fellow alum Stephen Ross happy because the Dolphins get a first round pick from the University of Michigan, which can help his pro football team that he owns be better in 2025. Now, Kenneth Grant is listed as a defensive tackle, but he's really a nose tackle in that you expect him to play right above the center and be able to get impactful plays in between the A gaps in order for him to stuff the runs on the line of scrimmage. Now, Kenneth Grant might have a two down role in the NFL. That's to say, he should be playing on first and second downs where teams are likely to run the ball. But on third downs, you expect him to be off of the field because the Dolphins would probably like to get guys like Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and others on the field that can rush the passer. Now, that's not to say that he can't rush the passer. On first and second downs, he may have a role where he can get into the backfield on passing plays. He's shown on tape that he's able to slice through the A gap and sometimes even split the guard in the center in order for him to make plays in the backfield. He's also shown the ability to overpower centers and be able to be disruptive in both the passing game and the running game. So the guy's a really big guy. He's a big load, again, 6'4", 331 pounds. And while he's built a little bit top heavy, he still has a good base by which to hold his leverage. And he's not too tall, so he's not going to tip over due to his height. He's a guy that can really hold his ground against double teams, which is something the Dolphins really need. Now, when you pair him up with Zach Sealer in the middle of the defense, that is a good tandem for the Dolphins to have in order to clog up the trenches and free up room for linebackers to roam behind them. Now, some people had Kenneth Grant a little bit lower on their draft boards, somewhere between 29 and 32. But for the Dolphins, it was a need pick, and some may say they've reached for him. And there were other defensive tackles that could come in the game that seemed like they were better pass rushers from the middle. But the Dolphins really needed an anchor for the defense, somebody who's actually bigger than Christian Wilkins was, but can be impactful in the run game on first and second downs. Now, drafting a defensive tackle at number 13 is a bit of a reach from the perspective that you really want the greatest athletes coming out of college on your team, especially in the top half of the first round. And the Dolphins got a guy who's a bit of a nose tackle, but the truth is, there's only so many 331-pound men on the planet that are first round eligible that you can get in the draft. And you're not likely to get those guys in the second round where the Dolphins were choosing. And for me, this fits what the Dolphins have been trying to do all off season, which is trying to get bigger, stronger in the trenches, tight ends who can block, and defensive tackles that can clog lanes. The Dolphins have to change their identity, and Kenneth Grant seems to be a guy who's in good position to do that. Now, I personally would have liked to see them trade down and get some more picks and still pick up Grant, but sometimes your hands are tied. You have to have a trading partner in order to make a trade down. So the Dolphins weren't able to do that, it seems, and instead chose their guy. Now let's take a look at some film to get an idea of what the Dolphins will be getting with Kenneth Grant. Now in this play, he gets into the backfield for the tackle for a loss. And what you see here is a guy with strong hands. He's able to bring the running back on the ground, and that's an exceptional play. Now in this play also, hustle play, good job by him, keeping himself alive, not getting on the ground, and making a play in the backfield. So that's a great play by him, good hustle there. On this next play, he's able to overpower the center, get around the guard, and help get the assisted sack. So good job by him also with the hustle. You see at times he can be explosive. Now in this play here, he gets in contact with the guard, but then quickly pushes the guard aside to get a tackle for 1 yard or no gain. So good job by him. On this particular play here, he's able to get around the side, get the ball up in the air, and come back to the ball and use his soft hands that he has as a big man in order to corral the interception. He's not a guy who will make too many picks, but he has the hands in case the opportunity comes around. And on this play here, he's able to, again, get a tackle for no gain. So great play by him. Again, he has that size, 331 pounds, can be impactful in the middle. And on this play, he's able to get into the backfield, trail the play on the weak side, bring the running back on the ground, good tackle. Once he gets his hands on you, you're not going anywhere. Now in this play here, he's able to get in between the A gap between the center and guard and make a tackle for a loss, perhaps a sack in the end zone for the safety, if in fact he was deep enough in the end zone. Now, in this play, he was able to pick up the ball in the fumble recovery, just good awareness of knowing where the ball is and being able to recover the fumble for a turnover for his team. Something that's really underestimated from defensive players. Here he is again. Now he's able to fight off the block, get free, and then tackle the running back for no gain. Good tackle. That's what you hope to get from him 1 or 2 plays a game in the NFL. Now in this play here, he's able to get around the guard and he hustles, gets the quarterback on the floor for the sack, and that's a heck of a hustle play by him. Good job on the sack. On this play here, he's able to get engaged with the guard, but break off that block to get the running back in the backfield for a tackle for a loss. And on this play here, he's able to knife through the B gap. It doesn't make the tackle per se, but it shows you how quick he can get up the field once he's motivated. And on this play here, he doesn't have as much hustle, but he keeps the play alive, stays around the football, has a nose for the football. And because when you're always around the ball finds you. And that's what good players do. They always go around the ball. On this play here, he's able to slice in between the A gap again, get in the backfield for a tackle for a loss. When you see a big guy like that who can swim through the offensive line, can definitely make tackles for losses there. And on this play here, he's able to, once again, overpower the center, swim over him with the swim move, and get into the backfield for the tackle for a loss. So on this play here, he's able to hold that point at anchor, and then once he sees the running back comes into his area, he sticks out that big paw and brings the guy to the ground. And on this play here, again, holding the point of attack, doesn't have a great pass rush, but he's able to keep himself alive and make the tackle on 3rd and 5 to keep him short of the line to gain. And that play, he's able to stop the offense from making a first down. So these are the kind of plays you expect to get from Kenneth Grant. A lot of run-stopping plays, a pass rush occasionally, maybe slicing in between the A and B gaps with a swim move. And hopefully he can transition that game from the college to the pros. And if the Dolphins get a guy who can help Zach Sealer the way Calais Campbell did last year, or maybe the way Christian Wilkins did in the years before that, that's a good combination for the Dolphins to have inside. Like I said, maybe he'll be a guy who plays only on 1st and 2nd downs, but the Dolphins needed all the help they can get in the middle of the defense. And this could help guys like Jordan Brooks, who plays behind them at linebacker, an opportunity to be even more impactful when you have a big guy like that up in front. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to get all the latest content. And leave a comment in the section below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.